So maybe so that's why I sent my slides to the organizer, and now I have to go. Yeah. So please help me. And I'm sorry, I have to say all the time next, which I really don't like. So yeah, thank you once again. And every time where I go for a talk, or yeah, it might be online or offline. So this is all about that you are giving honor to our bird, Hargila bird. So yeah, so thank you so much on behalf of the Hargila bird and on behalf of our communities. Yeah, and hope we could. I think like 24 or something like that participants are here, and so I think we all could team up and think for the sustainable solution for a green future, right? So, first of all, my first slide says, "Hello, I am the bone swallower." So the Hargila bird is saying that, "Hello, I am the bone swallower," and you all are know you all might be you all might be knowing that how like Hargila like many people saw also like Hargila is they consumes. Bones also sometimes, and they are scavenger, they are carcass feeding birds. And I want to I request you to go to the next slide. And I I excuse me. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah, please go to the next slide. Yeah. So you all know about Hargila birds. It is almost about my size, almost about 5 feet, and yeah, already the bird was telling that hello, I am the bone swallower. So yeah, Hargila is a combination of two words, Har plus Gila. It's like bone swallowers, and yeah. So yeah, please go to the next slide. I would like to share a story. Let me check my slide. Yeah, please go to the next slide. I want to share a story how everything started actually 13 years ago. And at that time, I was very naive, and I wanted to pursue my PhD only on this bird, and I didn't know anything on conservation, right? So my aspiration, my dream was to do my PhD, and I was collecting my data, and yeah, I started writing my synopsis. And then one day I got a call, and I landed in a village, and I rushed there, and I saw one person. He had cut down a nesting tree, and 9 nests fell down, and baby birds fell down. If you were alive. So I dared to speak to the person why he did so, and that day my eyes opened. The person mentioned that this bird that he said that, lady, this bird is a bad omen, and like Okugosora, it's a disease carrying pest, and you are lecturing on me. I think when we actually, yeah, I think I'll come to that point again later. And then a few persons, the neighbors, joined him, and they started whistling at me, clapping, and mocking me. And one of them started telling that, why don't you join me and join me as our housemaid and clean the debris and excreta of the bird. And then a few people, they asked me that, oh, this lady actually came to eat the flesh of the bird. So this was the incident. And that day when I was coming back home, on the way, I became restless. I was thinking, what I did. I couldn't do anything for the bird. I couldn't do anything, and what I'm going to do with my PhD. I couldn't motivate a few people. I couldn't speak to a few people at that night. And I want to mention that at that time I was a mother of two babies, twin daughters. They were 2.5 years old. So actually, it was a big challenge for me, actually, and I didn't know anything about conservation. But something triggered me that we have to give, we have to work with people and change their mind. We have to bring the birds, the wildlife into the hearts and minds before we bring it to our thesis, our reports, right? So that some call, I got some call, call from inside. Something triggered me, and that night was a very restless, night. And early morning next day, I landed in the village, and with my folded hand, I made the tree owner who had cut down the nesting tree, and I asked him that, Dada, please accept me as your family member. I want to clean the campus of you that the bird made, mess, and I want to be a part of you. I want to work for this bird. I want to be a part of you, and I want to start a people's movement, regarding awareness and all that. I realized that there was huge lack of awareness among people, and and uh, and we cannot blame them. They are so innocent people. Only the problem is that lack of awareness. And I think this is our duty to bring awareness, and I think many youths are attending here, so I think it is your duty to go there, to go and meet people locally and create awareness, and win the hearts and minds. Ultimately, it is all about people. When we talk about conservation, it is all about people, right? So we have to bring our communities to the forefront as leaders. So that day I realized, and I started my mission. And already I had my daughters. I had big responsibility, and I wanted to embrace this responsibility of Hargila Bird. And then I started my mission. And from that day, I have been working with more than 10,000 families in villages. And I want to, today, when I would like to share my journey, yes, we have lots of ups and downs. I have to face lots of challenges, but I want to share our joys, our pride, and I want to mention how big we are. And I want to request all the younger generation here, all the youths, to create an impact, right, and to work with people, be friend with people, to create awareness, and yeah, to save wildlife, our biodiversity. Next, please. Next, please. Okay. So I just wanted to show you like how the trees cut down, then baby birds fall down, how beautiful the birds are. I think Hargila is the most beautiful bird in the world, and I think you agree me. And when they die, it is really very sad. And yeah. So next, please. Next, please. Yeah. So, yeah, Hargila, like in Ayushan Redley's greater Adjutant Stork is an endangered bird, and habitat loss, poaching, poisoning are the major threats, and global population is less than 2,000 birds. And the most important thing which the more people told mention about the messy habit, the smelly, and treated them as bad omen. More people told them about bad omen or a pace, the more I got obsessed with the birds, and realized that the bird should be a cultural icon. Otherwise, there is no other way. Next, please. Yeah, so this is just like how birds play a significant role in ecosystem. Maybe later in my after my presentation, you can we can discuss about the ecological role, like how important they are. They play a very vital role in our ecosystem, in our wetland ecosystem, and they are cleaner birds like vultures. They are carnivores and scavengers, and they regulate and they help in regulating disease and balancing our ecosystem, right? Next, please. So yeah, this is just I want to share a picture like how it tells that how the birds come close to people, and they are the stakeholders, and most of the time we found that once they come and select a tree to build their nest, that become vulnerable. People wanted to get rid of the bird, so that's why I share this picture. So next, please. I wish I could show from my side, but so then we also did a survey with people and made people, and I just try to understand why people have some attitude, some negative attitude, these perceptions toward the bird. and we found that the baby birds, more than 50% baby birds fall down, and if they are not attended, they die, they get rotten, and their campus become messy or smelly, and they want to get rid of the trees. And also most of the time they want to cut down the trees to get some income, and many reasons are there. And one of the reason was that the perception towards the bird, that they treated it as a dirty bird, right? Next, please. So I just nothing was planned. Whatever I have been doing, I started from scratch. And when I started my mission there, I didn't have anything. I didn't have a single, I started from scratch. And so and then nothing was planned, but only the determination and willingness and the confidence that we would bring the birds into the cultures one day. And we started developing a peer plan, a connection with people, and like people's movement in Assam. And we started working with many target groups, with children, with tree owners, with women, then forest department, and district administration, police. And I think it's very important to involve our local government stakeholders. Yeah, next, please. And I think many youths are present here who wants to create some impact, to work for species, for or any wildlife habitat. So I request you, please work with communities, be very humble, meet them, be a part of them. And so they should treat us as their part. Sometimes what happens then, that our like many conservationists, they have always a good intention, they always come with a very good intention, and they all know that working with communities is so important, and they come forward to work with communities. But there is always a gap among communities and conservationists. So why this happen? Actually, our communities should be the forefront leaders, and we are the assistant. We should, our mission is to save the wildlife, to save the bird, to save the habitat. So I request all of you to be a part of the communities, respect them, felicitate them, honor them, right? Next, please. Yes, now I'm coming to the most important part of my life and our journey, which is very close to my heart, Hargila Army. And as I have mentioned, that nothing was planned, everything I learned from them only, and everything happened spontaneously. Now I'm very proud to mention that we have more than 10,000 women who have placed to be Hargila Army, and all are housewives converted into conservationists. And our work is an integration of science, education, awareness, pride, empowerment, protection, and tradition. And I think a conservation project is a package of all of this, right? Yeah. Next, please. So then you might have another question. Are we only working with women? Because mostly we talk about Hargila Army, all women army team. But here I would like to mention that no, we are working with everyone, but our women are the forefront leaders. For example, here, our Sarubaido with the red dress, Sarubaido is taking a place with another Hargila Army. Then that place includes that the Hargila Army will bring the entire family into our mission, her husband, her children, everyone. And thus we are very big, we work with everyone. Next, please. And our Hargila Army, they are so proud to be introduced them as Hargila Army, and they with their name. For example, we have Hargila Army, Purnima, Noni Baido. So everyone, on the like Noni Hargila Army, Purnima Hargila Army, everyone like to be introduced with the name Hargila Army. And when I started my work, I always realized that our women don't come forward, and mostly men were visible. Then we started these festivals like cooking festivals, pitha laru competition. Many people laughed at me also, like why I am doing so. But this was so impactful, and I did it because most of the time when I meet our women, they told that they have to cook for their children, for their husband, and they can't come to the meeting. This is not their priority. They have many household chores. And then I started doing this cooking competition, Bithalaru program, Bithalaru festivals in locality to locality. And then our women started coming like anything. And if some youth wants to work for some species, I request you to do some kind of techniques. For this, we don't need much money. We need only our will, our determination, right? Everything happens spontaneously. Next, please. Yeah, and I want to mention that we played Wave of Life. It is an environment education game, and maybe we'll meet one day. And I would love to play with you. Wave of Life, which is one of the very important environment education game, right? And now this is the season, and every day we are celebrating Hargila Panchamrit ceremony. Tomorrow we have 150th number of Hargila Panchamrit ceremony. So, like Hargila Panchamrit ceremony look like Hargila baby shower. We celebrate Hargila baby shower exactly like the way we celebrate for our Assamese expecting mothers, following the same rituals. It is a kind of awareness merging with our cultures, and we found that when we do something like this, our women get so emotionally sensitized, and they celebrate this event as like their own event. They invite people to their home or to their prayer hall, and we celebrate it. It's such a joy. And I think in conservation, when we work with communities, celebration is so important to make them happy, to keep going on. And earlier I found that earlier many people when Hargila birds come and breed, many people cut down the nesting tree, or they get disturbed, and this is so important period, right? Like when they are in breeding. So then this baby shower idea, Hargila Ponchamrit, came to my mind, and we started doing, and it was really one of the biggest hit. And Hargila Panchamrit is so sacred. One can realize when you come and join. So I invite you to our Hargila baby shower event someday. You can even come tomorrow. We are having Hargila Panchamrit tomorrow also. And now it is like a movement. Everywhere people do. You can also do at your home because now Hargila bird is in the breeding season. And you can do also by symbolically at your home. And if you want to do, please share your pictures or your feelings with a message in WhatsApp or email, right? Next, please. Like when we organize like the program, I found that I found that it's because we are working in the thickly populated villages, and we have to cover many people, we have to reach many people. Then going to the prayer halls was an idea, or maybe a paddy fields, wherever we could. We don't wait to be a very fancy hall to be ready, or wherever we got a chance, we go there and we start our awareness and befriending with our women or communities, and we also keep telling them about the mythology of the bird. Next, please. So sometimes we keep telling them some mythology of storks in different countries, and we have mythology of other species of storks, but we don't have much story with greater adjutant storks. So we make some stories by our own, and we do it with our children and communities, and it is very fun, and people love it. Next, please. Yeah, we also merge Hargila campaign with community Gita Bhagavat procession, which is also one of my most important event. And you can see how Hargila is a part. Earlier it was treated as dirty place, and now it is a cultural icon, right? Next, please. So this I wanted to share with Joy, because we have lots of Hargila headdress and our women, we wear it and we keep going, we keep dancing, we keep going from one village to another village, because there are many adjacent villages where there is no nesting but Hargila go for roosting, and there are lots of wetlands. So now we are not confined to only Hargila. It's like, we keep going and moving from one village to another village, and women come and they want to be Hargila. They come to the street and they join us. And this way, actually, we met many people, and our team became big. More than 10,000 women joined to our Hargila army. Next, please. Next, please. Yeah, so we have program called Communities Teaching Communities. Our women and youth group, they become educator, and then they teach others, and they create awareness by their own. Next, please. Yeah, these are some pride campaigns. As I have mentioned, we go from one village to another, and yeah, we keep dancing. We become very colorful, and we want to celebrate. We have actually all these pictures are very colorful, but yes, the entire journey has lots of pains also. But we want to be very like in celebration mood. We want to be very, we want to be celebrating and colorful, and yeah, keep going on amidst all challenges. Next, please. So সেইকাৰণে নেক্সট প্লিজ কৈ থাকিব লগা হৈছে, উপায় নাই। কাৰণ মই প্ৰেজেন্টেশ্যন নিজৰ পৰা দেখাব পৰা নাই, so sorry for that. So sometimes আমি এনেকে বিয়াবিলাকলৈও যাওঁ, sometimes we go to the weddings and request them to have, because we can meet many people there, and it's like awareness at very quickly, awareness at one time, and could reach many people's heart. But many times when we go, many people don't like also, they, it's obvious. Yeah, sometimes, like some people, we still remember, they became angry. But nowadays I'm very proud that in the villages, in most of the marriages, weddings, in their own cultural events, ritual events, Hargila become a symbol. So yeah, so I just wanted to mention it with joy. Next, please. So we don't miss any opportunity, whether it is a Republic Day or Independence Day. We request district administration, and yeah, and go. Our women love to go. We have our tableau, Hargila tableau, and yeah, we want to create awareness. Next, please. So we do lots of arts, arts, paintings to create awareness, and so yeah, and we also do puppetry, not only for Hargila awareness, but as a whole for wildlife conservation and biodiversity conservation with a message. Next, please. You can keep moving, and I'll stop somewhere if I need more time in some slides, right? So yeah, so our work is not only saving the bird, but also empowering women and social changes in the villages. So yeah, once you come and meet people, then you can realize. And in 2017, after I got Whitley Award, we could establish a weaving center, and we could support more and more to people which we couldn't do before. And next, please. So I'm very proud to share our Hargila Gamosa with you, and which is very world famous, and which is also available online, and people can buy. People from all over the world, they purchase and support it. It's a direct support to our communities. Yeah, now it's a transformation. I'm coming to the transformation part now, right? Like how Hargila become a part of our culture. So our women, they are very proud to share the beauty of the birds, and at the same time they get incomes. And we always mention that our passion now become passion, right? Next, please. So in the pandemic time, it was really challenging for everyone, right? And we also faced a lots of difficulties, but we wanted to be more and more productive. And we produced more than 11,000 face masks during the pandemic time. And this way we supported our communities. And and in pandemic time, we also had our launch our Hargila Learning Center in a school, in a government school. It's mostly closed now, but these are some activities which I always want to share, that in amid challenges we could do some productivity. Next, please. You can keep moving after some time. So how tourists come, and I have mentors all over the world. Some people I have mentors all over the world. These people are from, they are my mentors, they are from Ayushan. So I request everyone to have networking for learning and exchanging. It's so important, right? So so now our products are available online, and people are buying all over the world in many countries, and they support our communities by purchasing. And here you can, why I'm sharing this, that this is a productive work during the lockdown period that we could access. Next please. So we initiate reward scheme in kind support only, and we always avoid direct cash. So this is to sustain our effort, and we may, and we always avoid direct cash. Like for example, some tree owners is saving a says some tree owners have a tree, and we always avoid giving direct cash. Rather, we support them with scholarships in kind, and most importantly, the ownership building, which we always emphasize. So we also work with local schools and partnering with local schools, and catching our young minds, catching them in young, which is so important. Mold them in young, and I request all the youths here to do the same with our children. With our, you can select one school and start your work there. That is so important, right? So yeah, these are some, yeah, we have Hargila Assembly also, and then yeah, education program. We also do some program with the rag picker children, and these I always share because I learned from them how to keep smiling amid challenges. Next, please. Next, please. Yeah. So actually, Please stop here. And then, so yeah, I wanted to share that now how our work from grassroots now, how it spread everywhere. So Win India, Women in NASA Network. It's a global platform, and I lead Win India, and I had an opportunity to host Win India in 2019, and women from 13 countries participated, and our Hargila Army, many Hargila Army, more than 70 women participated as a part of these scientific communities, and they got empowered. And our honorable governor of Assam, many other different policy makers, including forest department and district administration, police, they were also part of this symposium, and Hargila became a case study. And although like many scientists share their views, their works in different locality in the world, different region in the world, so our communities exchange the idea with them, and they actually, it's so important, to bring them to the forefront. So they share their story by themselves to that forum. Next, please. Next, please. Yeah, so a glimpse of our Hargila Learning Center, which is in Posoria Government, Posoria School. It's a government school, and which I mentioned earlier. And please visit our Hargila Learning Center someday. Please directly write to me. And if you want to contribute to our Hargila Learning Center anyway, by a song, by any idea, by a painting, any idea, most welcome, because we have just, it is our dream is, our dream is very big, and it is Hargila Learning Center is very small though, but yeah, but you can make it bigger, you please give us idea. We want to keep going with this actually, like we just, yeah, now due to after the pandemic, it's mostly closed, but yeah. So next please. So we also do lots of awareness programs, special programs for wetlands in the villages where we are working. Our Hargila Army and communities are supporting 32 wetlands, and now we are working in different parts in Assam, like Morigaon, Nagaon, and different parts, and we are supporting many youth group from Bishwanath Chariali, then different parts of Assam, and we are also trying to collaborate with other parts of the country, and we are also in touch with a group, some scientists who are working on other species of storks in other countries like Armenia and other countries, and we want to make our program, we want to make our program global. Next, please. Yeah, out of joy, I am sharing. Like this is an Dia is an example, but like the villages where we are working, all the children actually. So they, it is the impact of our Hargila army and how they are creating. How Dia was saving a bird and it got released, and we made a comic out of this story, and this boosts up their effort. So these are some awareness which we do in other district like Nagaon. Yeah, these are from Nagaon district where we do Hargila Mitra, and we can do in other areas if you want. If anyone wants to take lead and join us, we are happy and we can do. So we also work closely with police, district administration, and they are our very important partners and stakeholders. Next, please. So we also do rescue and then rehabilitation. So and we put nets under the nesting trees, then the birds fall down, and we rescue them and then hen raise and then release them in the wild. And we are trying only, but many birds die. So this is a natural process, but we still try how many birds we could save. So just a glimpse of the rescued birds. Next, please. Yeah, during pandemic time, we were trying to be very active and productive, and very challenging moment for us. But yeah, we rescued many six, and they were very successfully rehabilitated. Next, please. And so far, we have rehabilitated more than 400 baby birds in the wild. And so, yeah. And I want to mention a challenge during pandemic time. Like when the birds fall and die, and as it is a normal process every year happens, and then some rumors were created that this was due to COVID, and yeah, something like that. And then sometimes it is very painful for us, and we have to do a lot, and we have to start again from the beginning, right? Something like this happens sometimes. Yeah. Then our youth, they started again a burial program for the birds, and then we could calm down our people, and everything was fine. Next, please. I just wanted to share. So on the left side, you can see like this is my breeding behavior study platform, bamboo platform. I have three bamboo platforms. One is 100 feet, one is 85 feet. I keep climbing there and stay there, camouflage myself, and I study the breeding behavior of the birds. And finally, I did my PhD also in 2018. And on the right side, you might have a question: what are the birds are doing on the bamboo platform? Yes, these are our nest platform, which we did as an experiment, assisted breeding platform, and just it was an experiment with our limited resource, and we were successful. Till last year, 5 early birds flew away with this experiment, and this year also we have a nest platform. Let's see what would happen. But this year we don't have much resources, so yeah, we have limited resources. So we are trying our best though. Next, please. Yeah, just I'm out of joy because this is so inspiring. I shared, and yeah, results. I come to the results part. Results are really rewarding. Tree owners develop ownership feeling, and the villages where we exclusively worked since 2007 become the safe haven, and globally recognized. People keep coming from all over the world, and our Hargila army become a brand. The women who are housewives, they are conservationists. I think that is one of the biggest reward. And nest numbers increased by more than 10 folds, and not a single tree was cut down since 2010. So next, please. I'm coming almost to the end. So these are some data that population increased by double, and nest numbers increased by more than 10 folds, and the Dodora Bosoria now in the Dodora Bosoria area we have more than we have 250 nests. It was last year's data, and yeah, so these are some data. And next, please. Yeah, it's all about people building ownership. Actually, when people, I think you might have also a question. When we talk about conservation, many people are frustrated. They have a negative thoughts. They think that conservation is very complex. But I would mention here, share here that conservation is not a rocket science. It is all about people, rewilding them, building ownership, and yeah, and lead them, connect them to love nature, right? And so these are some lesson learned that community conservation is a never-ending process. We can't stop once we join. We can't stop actually. Whatever we have problems, so it's a never-ending process. People don't trust in words, more than me. They believe in actions, and these actions needs to be collaborated with local communities, and we need patience to get our result. And next, please. So consistency is the key, and yeah, people don't trust in words, which I have already mentioned. Next, please. Yeah, so we are looking for opportunities to have our Hargila hospital or Hargila rescue facility. Next, please. So I'm coming to the future part now. So yeah, we need support from all of you to continue our journey, and we are unstoppable, and we all are unstoppable, and we should collaborate with communities, and we should protect the trees. Like for example, this tree in Morigaon, like in this tree, when we went. Yeah, when we went 2 years back, so this tree was supposed to be cut down, and people were starting, and I don't know why I was there. I just went there. I had my colleague Fidosi. I asked her, let's go to Morigaon. And when I was there, I found that this tree was supposed to be cut down, and then we convinced the tree owner. And then one person asked me, he was quite educated. He asked me that, Baidu, like Hargilar Miadi Mati ase jano? Then like he asked me this question, and it was so painful for me. And like then when a few vendors actually, not vendors, the person who was যাক মানে কাটিবলৈ দায়িত্বটো দিয়া হৈছিলে এগৰাকী কৰ্মী লেবাৰ এগৰাকী তেওঁ সেই কৰ্মীগৰাকীক তাৰমানে তেখেতক যাক কাটিব দিছিলে মই যেতিয়া কথাটো বুজাই আছো আমি আমি যেতিয়া সবে ডিসকাস কৰি আছো সেই দাদাগৰাকীয়ে কৈছে যে হাৰগিলাৰ ম্যাদী মাটি আছে জানো, আমি থাকিব লাগে নে হাৰগিলা থাকিব লাগে, এনেকুৱা কিবা এটা কুৱেশ্যন। আৰু মই খুব ধুনীয়াকে যেতিয়া বুজালো যে সিহঁতৰো থাকিব অধিকাৰ আছে, আমাৰ এনেকে যিখিনি নৰ্মেল কথা আৰু ডেফিনেটলি বহুত কমপ্লেক্স চিটুৱেশ্যন, ইমান ইজিও নহয়। কিন্তু তেতিয়া সেই মানুহগৰাকী যাক সেই গছজোপা কাটিবলৈ দিয়া দায়িত্ব হৈছিলে, সেই মানুহগৰাকীয়ে ক'লে যে মোক কিন্তু নেক্সট টাইম যেতিয়া গছ কাটিব দিয়ে মই নাহো। আজিহে বুজি পালো যে এই হাৰগিলাৰ এটা পৰিয়াল আছে আৰু মই আজি পাপৰ পৰা বাচিলো, মোৰো নিজৰ ফেমিলি আছে। চ' সেই মানুহজনৰ কথাই মোক ইমান বেছি আপ্লুত কৰিলে যে সেই মানুহজন মই সুধিছিলো, তেওঁ বেছি পঢ়া শুনাও কৰা নাই, তেওঁ জাষ্ট এনেকে কিছুমান কাম দৈনিক হাজিৰা কৰি ঘূৰি ফুৰে, তেওঁক এই গছজোপা কাটিবৰ দায়িত্ব দিয়া হৈছিল। আৰু গছজোপাৰ সেই মালিক গৰাকী মোক সেই কথাটো সুধিছিলে। সেইকাৰণে মই সদায় এইটো ফটো মই শ্বেয়াৰ কৰো আৰু সকলোকে আহ্বান জনাব বিচাৰিছো। I want to appeal everyone that see these trees are very powerful, so let's save all the trees in unprotected area. And I'm available in social media as Stork Sister, and we have a page also, Hargila Army Facebook page. Then we have a page in Aranyak and in Aranyak, and you can be a part of that also. And you can also see Hargila Army Women's activities in Hargila Army Facebook. Then you can write to me, Purnima at Aranyak or purnima.aranyak@gmail.com. And thank you so much for your passion and kind listening. And I'm really very grateful to all of you for your kind listening. And I'm very grateful to all my well-wishers, donors, mentors, colleagues, friends who supported us and always wished us good luck. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. We had a wonderful time listening to you. We learned a lot. I hope our audience has too. Now, I would like to ask everyone that our chat box is open for questions. You can ask us our questions. And until you write the questions, I have a few questions to Purnima ma'am. Purnima ma'am, apna kitna personal
Ma'am, okay. I have to leave in 5 minutes. I'm so sorry because I have another event.
Okay, ma'am.
Today, it was like non-stop events from, I didn't have my lunch also today, and non-stop actually. I'm going to finish, I think at 8:30 I'm going to finish today.
Okay, ma'am, we'll take a few questions. We'll take very few questions.
Please,
One we have from Sharon Pradhan. He or she asks, hello ma'am, I'm a graduate student from Odisha. Can you tell me why Hargilas are considered as a bad omen?
Yeah, this was actually perception because they are scavenger bird, and they feed on carcass and they found in garbage dumps. So these are some perceptions actually. They treat vultures also like with the same attitude and all. So, and they are very big bird, and they see them having this feeding carcass. But many things are, many things keep coming from earlier, and perceptions. They have the perceptions from earlier, and
Ma'am, there's another question from Devi. He has joined us, and he asked, how has community engagement helped to change the mindset of beneficiaries and duty bearers in your operational areas?
Yeah, could you please, the question, pardon please, because some noises are happening in my home.
Yes,
my daughters have come from tuition, and I'm in the living room, in the drawing room.
Yes,
so I can't, so that's,
Yes, ma'am.
So,
he asks, how has a community engagement helped to change the mindset of the people or beneficiaries in your areas, in the areas of Hargila?
Yeah, it's a huge transformation. Until and unless you come and see our communities, meet our communities, you can't imagine even. It's a huge transformation, and it's a huge people's movement in Assam. Our communities have accepted the bird as part of their life, as part of their society, and as their children. You have seen they celebrate baby shower, they celebrate happy hatching. It's like Hargila became like a calendar event. Like every day, we have something for Hargila. So they have changed their perception. They love Hargila. They understood, and But I always must mention that we always think it as beginning we have to do lots, and community conservation is a never ending process. We have to keep this like we have to keep going.
Okay, ma'am. There's a last question I would like to quickly ask you. Dimpi Moni Bora asks, how to be a part of your Hargila group?
Dimpy Bora, like how to be a part of Hargila group, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Dimpy, I can see you, I think, right? Dimpy Monimora is written. Yeah, thank you, Dimpy. So you can be a part of us. You can write to me, and yeah, we have many options. You can be a part. If you want to have internship or volunteer, you can join us, or you can meet and directly meet our communities, our women. You can meet. You can be a part of our Hargila Learning Center. You can, if you want to do some education program, you are always welcome. And you can like we always need skills, different skills which we need manpower. So yeah, if you have any ideas, your skills which you want to contribute to our team, to our work, you are mostly welcome. Please write to me directly.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. This was the last question. Now since you also have some prior engagements, we would like to move to the end of this event. I would like to present a vote of thanks. We would like to thank you, Purnima ma'am, for giving us your wonderful and valuable time. We learned a lot in this session. Our sincere thanks is also extended to all the coordinators of the event. Thank you, Tinku, Gaurav, Poppy, Barsha, and Ankita. Our thanks also goes to our technical team for arranging all the registration and feedback process, Rashmita, Nilakshi, Puja. Finally, to all the audience attending here on YouTube and on Facebook, and for being with us today. Hope you had a wonderful time as much as we did. Thank you, ma'am, for being with
Thank
us.
you so much সকলোকে নমস্কাৰ জনাই আৰু সকলোকে ধন্যবাদ জনাইছো আৰু বহুত চিনাকি এতিয়া মই কিছুমান আকৌ চিনাকি মানুহ হীৰেণ দত্ত দাদা আৰু সকলোকে দেখিছো বহুত ধন্যবাদ আহিব আপোনালোকে আমাৰ ইয়াতে গাঁৱলৈ চাবলৈ ধন্যবাদ বাই বাই থেংক ইউ গুড
Thank you,
নাইট
ma'am. This is me, Ajuve, signing off. Good night and good day, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
গুড নাইট
Hello? Car, more. নাজানো কি হৈছে